Hey, I'm a self-taught software engineer. In this video, I'll explain my exact roadmap and how you can build one too. The four main concepts are pick a job application, build a project based on that job application, outreach to that company, and pass the interview. Now let's go deeper. So for number one, we're going to look at the job applications near you and use that data to understand what you should learn and build. The reason I recommend looking at in your area is because you can go to these companies in person, and since you're a local, you have a higher chance of getting hired. It also helps in the interview process because you're one-on-one. To find a job application for software engineer roles, just simply Google software engineer roles near me. You should get a small list of jobs hiring near you. Now we're going to look through them and see what tools are the most common. I do want to know if you have prior experience in a programming language, I would lean toward those jobs. The reason is because you could speed some of that time learning and you can get the job faster since you have prior experience. If you see that a lot of the jobs are for web development roles, you should start learning JavaScript. If you see that most of the jobs are for machine learning or mobile dev, then you should pick that niche. If there's a common theme for databases, you should pick those databases. Some applications won't give you any information and they kind of suck, to be honest. So if you're in a pinch and there's no information on the job application, what you can do is look at the LinkedIn. So you can look at the LinkedIn profile for their company and search software engineers or programmers. Usually that'll come up with some results, and you can then look at what tech stacks they use and bounce those ideas off of the other data that you already have. I want you to have the highest chance of getting hired, so that's why we're picking the most in-demand tools possible. Awesome. So that completes step one. Step two is to build a project based on those common technologies, and more specifically leaning towards one job application that you like. For example, let's say that most job applications wanted some web dev experience and relational database experience. Next, let's hone in on a certain job application. Let's say that the job that we picked was for animal healthcare. So we can plan out a project that takes animal statistics, animal checkups for animal healthcare. So let's see, we can make a website that uses the web development and uses the relational database like Postgres and displays a dashboard for animal statistics. Oh, and since we're already using JavaScript, might as well use JavaScript in the back end too. So we build out the project. We make this dashboard for animal checkups where someone can log the checkup for their little pet and the information on their medicine and things like that, the count of all the animals they have, the number of monthly checkups, things like that. Statistic stuff in a dashboard. You finish with that project and you move on to step three, which is reaching out to the company team. So you're going to go to LinkedIn, you're going to find the product manager or hiring manager, developers, even if you can't find anybody else, and you're going to send them a message. The message should explain why they should care, what your goal is, and who you are in about 3 sentences. In our example, we can message a hiring manager. Let's say that she's called Becky. And let's say that we named our project animalstats.com. We could say, hey, Becky, I made a project that helps your company users track animal healthcare stats through logging, all displayed for functional use. Animalstats.com is based on your current tech stack, and a link to my documentation plus resume are in the footer of the site. My goal is to become an entry-level software engineer at your company. If you give me a shot for an interview, I promise I won't disappoint. Thank you for your time. Daniel Guillen. The reason I recommend going through this process is because you become such a great offer to the company that they are going to at least give you an interview. And by now in this process, you have officially passed step 3 and are going on to the interview process. Usually local companies do not give you LeetCode questions, but some do. So I would suggest practicing some easy LeetCode questions, but 80% of the time, just focus on studying the basics of your language and some database questions as well. You're gonna need like a little broad of everything, but the very basics. That is the full roadmap. To summarize, you're going to pick a software engineer application, you're gonna build a project based on that application, outreach, and pass that interview. If you don't pass the interview, don't sweat it. You can just pick another job application and start the process all over again, and you are going to get a job. Last thing I'll leave you on is I have a community where I mentor you one-on-one, so feel free to check it out.